Well, good morning. This is Plant Smart Living with Farmer Fred. Really glad you could join me today out here in the vegetable garden. It's a beautiful day here in Pennsylvania, Zone 6. It's a nice overcast day. It's low humidity, so I could put back on my flannel shirts and my overalls. And so, you know, back on April 8th, I planted 3 varieties of my lettuce. I planted red sales lettuce and red and green romaine lettuce, you know, and behind me over there I planted my lettuce underneath some row covers, and so it's just really been growing and thriving underneath those row covers. So today I thought we would go harvest some of the lettuce. So thanks for joining me today out here in the vegetable garden. You know, lettuce is one of those cool weather vegetables, you know, like your broccoli, your cauliflower, your kale, potatoes, carrots. You know, they can all be started early spring, you know, and you know, as gardeners, you know, we spend a lot of time preparing the soils in our garden, and then we direct sow our seeds out in the garden and plant our seedlings or transplants, and you know, and so we care and nurture for these plants just like a mother would its newborn baby, you know. So as these plants grow and mature, you know, we're always looking forward to harvest time. And so, you know, this lettuce has been great growing out in the garden. You know, we use the lettuce and the kale and Swiss chard. We use all them in our smoothies. My wife and I do make smoothies during the week, and you know, we use a KitchenAid blender, and we just put the kale in there, or lettuce and carrots and apples, and we add some ice and some couple cups of water at least, and then we just blend it all together and drink it, you know. And so, you know, it's just a boost of nutrition, and you know, the benefits have just been amazing. But anyhow, behind me again is the over on my left is where I'm growing this lettuce underneath the row covers. I also have some cauliflower growing under there. And you know, the row covers also protect my plants from the deer, you know, and even the groundhogs, or even the rabbits too. So, you know, the row covers have a lot of multi-purpose, and I feel for me it's well worth a little time and effort in the beginning of the season to erect these row covers, or with low tunnel hoop houses. But let's go harvest some of this lettuce. So follow me along. And also, you know, your leafy greens, they only require anywhere from 4 to 6 hours of sunlight, you know, whereas anything that has a root or fruit, as I've often mentioned, like potatoes, carrots, broccoli and all, you know, they need a good 6 to 8 hours of sunlight. The more the better. But under these row covers, you know, these row covers also allow the rain to pass right through. I water right through these with my hose, and you know, they're just well worth a little bit of time and investment up front. But anyhow, I need to remove some of these bricks so we can take a peek under this row cover and harvest some of this lettuce. And so I think I have enough brick, maybe a few more here on this side. And we'll take a look at this lettuce here. And you know, I always like planting my lettuce at the ends of my garden bed, or even keeping it close to the kitchen, you know, because you typically like to pick your lettuce every day. And so I would recommend keeping it close to your kitchen. And so anyhow, let's take a closer look at this lettuce. And so you can see how nice and lush and full and healthy these plants are doing underneath these row covers. But yeah, we just love our lettuce. Nothing like having nice fresh lettuce, and you know, it doesn't cost that much to grow in your garden. That's some of the red sales lettuce right there. And then you can see the green romaine lettuce, and then also the red romaine lettuce. But you know, the one nice thing about the romaine lettuce is that it's, if you notice how the leaves are upright. And from my experience with the romaine lettuce, is what's nice about them being upright is they don't touch the soil, you know. So, you know, where your red sales lettuce kind of hangs a little bit lower, there's a little bit more soil on them sometimes when you have to go harvest them. But I just love the colors of the different lettuce in the garden. And behind the lettuce is where I have some of my cauliflower plants growing. I have 6 of them back there. And so I have my wife's Longaberger basket that I use most of the time when I harvest my vegetables. And so I would just recommend, again, picking the outer leaves, going around your plant. That way they'll continue to harvest. At least that's how I do it. You could pick the whole plant if you want, but I just always recommend picking the outer larger leaves. But you can just see how beautiful they are, how nice and healthy. Again, these are the red sale lettuce right there. And then this is the red sale lettuce right here. This was, again, the red romaine. But they're just beautiful leaves here. Again, the red sales lettuce. But it's good to, you know, keep your plants harvested so that the air can circulate around them. Less chance of disease and fungus. I enjoy sharing these vegetables and lettuce with my daughters and any friends that we have that stop by. That's the one fun thing about growing your own vegetables, is that you can share them with your friends. But anyhow, I'm getting a pretty nice harvest here. I'm going through and picking out these big outer leaves on these, especially on the red sale lettuce, because they tend to hug the ground a little closer. But anyhow, I think this will be a good harvest for some salads and for some smoothies. Time to crank up my KitchenAid blender. I've always found the KitchenAid blender the best price. A good bang for your buck, and they're really well built. But anyhow, there's my harvest of lettuce. Well, anyhow, I just want to thank you for joining me today out here in the vegetable garden harvesting these 3 varieties of tasty and delicious lettuce. And let me encourage you to think about growing these cool season vegetables in your garden. And you know, most of the cool season vegetables that you grow in the springtime can also be grown in the fall time, you know, so it's a win-win situation. So anyhow, if you have any questions or comments about this video, feel free to leave them in the section below. And you can also visit us at plantsmartliving.com. And there you can learn more about gardening and also how you can reclaim your health by adopting a whole food, plant-based lifestyle. Well, anyhow, I hope you have a wonderful day today. So until next time, this is Plant Smart Living with Farmer Fred.